Hey everyone, welcome back to another lecture. I hope you find this enjoyable and educational. Before we begin, I want to make something very clear. I'm not a guru. I am not the all knowing, all seeing, powerful master of the universe. I am merely sharing with you knowledge based upon my personal experience. However, this knowledge is not all knowing, all being. There is always room for growth. There is always room for new interpretations, and there's always room for expansion. So keep that in mind with everything I say. Ask yourself, does this resonate true with you? Does this feel true with you? There will always be exceptions to a rule. And that being said, always use your own judgment and your own intuition. I'm merely providing my knowledge as guidance. I said it, I'm not a guru, I'm not perfect, I am not a god. I am infinite consciousness currently having the experience of a human just like you. So let's get to the topic. The topic for today is processing emotion. Many people, I find, clients in general, have a hard problem with processing emotion. The reason for this is because there's a misconception of what it takes to process emotions and how we process them. So let's begin with an analogy, a metaphor. I want you to imagine that you're standing in a pool, and in the pool there is a ball. Balls naturally float up to the water. But I want you to imagine there's a ball, a beach ball, full of air, a buoyant ball, and you are holding the ball down in the water, okay? So you're literally keeping your hand on the ball, and you're preventing it from rising up. And then you ask me, how do I get this ball to rise up to the surface of the water? What do I have to do to make it do that? Well, you don't need to do anything. All you need to do is remove your hand from blocking and let it rise up to the surface. That's all you have to do. Now, we as human beings, we are naturally designed for any emotion within us, whether it be anger, sadness, depression, whatever is in there is naturally designed to rise up to the surface, just like a buoyant ball in a pool of water. It is designed to rise up by itself. The problem is we use our hands to keep the ball down. Now, why would we do that? We do that for many reasons. One reason is shame. The more shame we have about something is the more we're afraid to even look at it or deal with it. So if we don't want to look at it or deal with it, what we do is literally take our hand and we hold the ball down in the water. Another is anger, which is related to fear. Fear of facing something, fear of seeing the ball. So it's usually fear and anger, which is a form of us literally holding the ball down so that it can't process, it can't rise up. So it's not so much of what do you need to do to process the emotion, it's what do you need to stop doing. One of the biggest things you can do is let go of shame. Merely let go of your shame. Shame is actually a learned concept. It's a learned belief. It's given to us for a specific reason, so I want you to pay attention. This society that we're in is run by a group of individuals who thrive on controlling us by the masses. But there's only a handful of them, and there's literally billions of us. So how do you control billions of people? You can't control them by force. So you control them through their minds, through their beliefs. So you put limiting beliefs within the mind, beliefs about you're not good enough, beliefs you're not pretty enough, life is scarcity, life is pain, all that wonderful, joyous stuff. They put it in your mind, but they need a way to keep it there. How do you keep something there when the brain naturally and the body naturally will process it? You see, if they put that stuff there by itself, it's naturally going to just come up to the surface, to your awareness, and you'll process it. And you'll say, that is bullshit. You love yourself, right? So what they have to do is they have to put shame in there. And what the shame does, the shame serves as a way for you to literally hold the belief down yourself. So you're literally holding the ball down in the water because the belief by itself would process. But it needs the shame and it needs the fear from you so that you literally hold that ball down yourself. So let's go on a deeper level. What is shame, essentially? Yes, shame is, you feel bad about something, you feel awful about something, but why? Why do you feel this? In the deepest essence, shame is literally you believing that love will be withdrawn from you if you do a certain thing or if you feel a certain way. A belief that love, security, and safety will be withdrawn from you on the deepest core level. And this is what the shame is. It's a self-taught thing so that you keep the programming within your subconscious mind. The same way you would keep a buoyant ball in the pool by holding down on it. Now, the irony of this is that it takes more effort to hold the belief down than to let it process. Does that make any sense? So I invite you just to imagine that all the beliefs you have within yourself that are negative, that you don't want to face, they're merely buoyant balls that naturally want to come up and be processed. It is the shame, it is the anger and fear that prevents us from doing that. Now, of course, there are other ways to prevent the processing of this emotion, that is numbing of the mind. Anytime you try to distract yourself through pornography, alcohol, drugs, caffeine, sugar, in excess quantity. Now, I have to use that in a careful way because I'm not advocating that you become a drug addict, but I'm also not advocating that you give your power away to a substance. So some could interpret that as a green card to indulge in all the drugs they want, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to become a drug addict. I'm just making you aware of what you're doing so that you have the power over yourself at all times. So I invite you to reframe the idea of how to process emotion and reframe that to what am I doing to hold a naturally occurring process from happening? What are you doing specifically to prevent you? What are you ashamed of? If you're someone who holds a lot of shame or fear, I invite you to let that go. And what is the easiest way to let that go? It is very, very simple. Pay attention. This is going to change everything. All you have to really do is before you go to bed at night, tell to yourself, I love you no matter what. I love you no matter what. I love you no matter what. When you say this to yourself on a very deep level, you are literally saying to yourself, I will be your never-ending supply of love. So no matter what it is you face, no matter what it is you do, you never have to worry about having love taken from you. This one simple thing allows you to let go of your shame. And once you let go of the shame, just like that, the hand moves away from the ball, and all of a sudden, you find that these beliefs naturally rise to the surface, allowing you to process them. Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. YouTube has temporarily disabled my links, so if you'd like to check out my website, you can see the link in the comments section. And I look forward to your feedback, as always. Stay positive, stay in control, remember your power, and stay empowered. Have a great day, guys.